Colin Moses, National Chairman of the POA, which represents 36,000 uniformed staff who work in prisons throughout the United Kingdom. Prison is not the total answer. We currently have prisons with 84,000 people in England and Wales. Prisons have become warehouses of our social problems. Prisons are actually now being used to lock up those who we feel are socially unsound. We have far too many mentally ill people in prison. We have far too many of the young black and Asian boys, men and girls in prison. We should have a root and branch look at our prisons to say what they are doing, what they are not doing. We also must look at the prison service and say, do we want further privatisation? Do we want people kept in prison for profit? That is wrong. And all that will do is make our prison population larger. We must look at every means to reduce our prison population. If that means more care in the community, that means more people being put into the community, that's what we must do. What we are doing in this country currently is sending people to prison, many of whom are victims themselves, many of whom have been bullied and will continue to be bullied in prisons. When it comes to lights out time, and you then could stand outside those prison wings and hear the chatter that goes on from those window to windows, and those who've been bullied at school, those who've been bullied in their homes, those who've been, many of whom have been sexually abused before they've come to prison, and you hear them themselves being bullied again, or taunting, and that is the 24-hour cycle in a prison. The cries for help. Those young men who go to bed at night and become bedwetters. Those young men who go to the library and pick up the book with the biggest pictures in, because they don't want people to know that they can't read and write. They may have the muscles of an adult, but what they really are young men crying out for help. Yes, there are some bad offenders in there. There are people who've done some horrendous things. But what we have is a system totally overburdened, under-resourced, and will not work in those circumstances.